Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. It's actually Sunday afternoon when I'm recording this at my house, but I'm going to say it anyway. Happy Monday. And I'm glad that you are doing your math. I want to start by saying to everybody out there, thank you. Thank you very much for continuing to do your schoolwork in the online learning platform. I know this is a different learning platform and a little bit more challenging, but my commitment to you is to try to make this as easy as I can for you with the videos that I'm making and the explanations. So it might take a little bit more time to grasp some things, but I am certain that you can do them. Okay, so thank you. Thank you for your perseverance. Thank you for your resiliency. Thank you for your faithfulness. Now, what I want you to start with today, if you haven't already done so, I want you to review the video that I posted. It's called Using Google Classroom. And in that video, I explained to you exactly how I want your assignments turned in and what you can expect in grading for this week. And if we're continuing in this platform in the future, in future weeks, what you can expect in my grading as using Google Classroom. So if you haven't already done so, pause this video and go and view that video called Using Google Classroom. If you have viewed that video, then what I want you to do is open the document titled March 23 Activator. This is a frequency table, and we've done these before, so this is review. And it simply says a survey was taken of 240 men and women concerning which type of vehicle they preferred. Complete the following two-way table and frequency table that follows. So I've already put some of the numbers here for you. So remember, when you're doing this, you're looking for row totals and column totals, okay? Then when you find your percentages, you're finding the percent of the total number. Okay, your Chromebook calculator should work just fine for this. And any other calculator you might have to include the calculator on your phone. So go ahead and take care of this if you haven't already done so. And I'm going to pause the video for a moment, and then I will put up the answers. Okay then, so here's the answers. If you did not come up with this, go back and check your work, or you can message me or email me, preferably messaging me through Google Classroom. And that's how I'd like to keep all our communications. And I will help you with it. Okay, if you've done this, then turn it in on Google Classroom and go ahead and open up the PowerPoint presentation called Powers of 10. All right, so what we're going to be going over today is called the powers of 10. Now, you may have learned a while back, and you should have learned a while back, that we use what we call a base 10 number system. And it's the base 10 number system that we use to assign place value to numbers, okay? So what we're going to start tomorrow is going to involve using place value, which is why we're doing this today. But as you see here on this particular page, that the base 10 system is our everyday number system. It's base 10, meaning it has 10 digits to show all numbers. So we use the numbers 0 through 9 to represent all numbers. And we have a decimal point in the middle of our number system. And we've got numbers on both sides of our number system, okay? So what we're going to be working with today is what we call the powers of 10, where we're going to use 10 as a base, and then we're going to use different powers to represent different powers of 10. So we're going to use 10 as a base and different exponents to represent the different powers of 10, okay? So if you come over here to this graphic organizer called the powers of 10, and we start up here in the red box, all you need to do is double click on that, and you can type in there. So we're going to start here with 10 as my base, and my first power is going to be to the first power, or I'm going to use 1 as an exponent. So 10 to the first power, anything to the first power is always itself, and that's the number 10. So underneath, I want you to type the word 10. Now, to do this symbol right here, the caret symbol, I know you have it on your TI-84 calculator in the classroom. Where this is on your keyboard, it is the shift of number 6. And because Google Slides doesn't have the ability to write an exponent the way Google Docs does, we're just going to do exponents for this project the way you see me doing it now, 10 with the caret key to the first power. So anything to the first power is itself, so 10 to the first power is 10. So when I double click on my next, on my yellow block over here, I'm going to use 10 to the second power. So anything raised to the second power means that number times itself. So that's going to be 10 times 10, which is 100. And then I would write that as 100. Okay? Same thing here. My next exponent is going to be 10 to the third power. So 10 times 10 is 100, times 10 is going to be 1,000. Okay? And then I would type the word 1,000. Right? If I move down here, 10 to the fourth power means I'm going to have a 1 with 4 zeros. So that's going to be 10,000. Now, some of you may have noticed already that there's a pattern developing, that for whatever number is in my exponent is the number of zeros that I have. So 10 to the first power was 1 0, 10 to the second power was 2 zeros, 10 to the third power was 3 zeros, 10 to the fourth power was 4 zeros. So if I come down here, that means 10 to the fifth power is going to be 1 with 5 zeros. That's going to be 100,000. Okay? So far, this is how your graphic organizer ought to look. Okay? And if I'm going too fast for you, you can pause the video at any time and resume it. So here I've got 10 raised to the sixth power, which is going to be 1 million, or a 1 with 6 zeros after it. If I come over to this cell, I'm going to have, again, 10 as my base. Raised to the seventh power. So that's going to be 1 with 7 zeros after it. So that gives me 10 million. Over here, I have 10 raised to the eighth power. So that's going to be 1 with 8 zeros after it. And that answer is going to be 100 million. Now what you can do is you can just take your cursor and grab right over here and stretch that a little bit, and that'll make it all fit on one line just like that. All right, so if we come up here, same thing, click, 10 raised to the ninth power. That's going to be 9 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And after 100 million comes the number 1 billion. Okay? So 10 to the ninth power is 1 billion. Okay? So I come up here, 10 to the 10th power. It's going to be 1 with 10 zeros after it. It gives me the words, oops. It gives me 10 billion. And then 10 to the 11th power is going to be 9 zeros again. So 10 with 11 zeros. So you just type 100 and then 9 zeros after 100, and that's going to be 100 billion. Okay? 100 billion. All right. And then finally, 10 raised to the 12th power, which is going to be 1 with 12 zeros after it. Stretch that cell a little bit so I can keep all those zeros together. So this is going to be 1 trillion. Okay? So what I've done here now is created what we call the powers of 10, where I use 10 as my base in each of these, and I used different numbers as my exponents to list all the powers of 10. And of course, these powers could go out into infinity as long as we wanted to create numbers. But notice here that my base was 10, which is because we're a base 10 system. And then I just use different numbers in my exponents to call what we call the power, and raised each number, each 10 to a different power. All right, so that's my powers of 10. So what I want you to do is, when we're done with the next part, is I want you to make sure you turn this in, because this is going to be great, part of your overall daily grade. So what I want you to do now is, using this, we are going to go over to this page called the U.S. National Debt Clock. And I did provide a link for you on Google Classroom for this, but I prefer you watch what I do with this. Okay, this is a web page that tracks our national debt in real time, as you can see right over here. And it tracks a lot of other interesting statistics about our country. So if ever in the future in social studies or economics classes or something else, and you need to find out some data about the United States of America, this is a good site that you can use. But what we're going to do with this site today is we're going to use it to estimate powers of 10. Okay? So if you look at just some of the data that is on this site, we have our national debt. We have how much federal tax revenue the government collects each year, how much, and this is an estimate of how much per citizen is collected. We have over here debt per citizen. You can come down here and you can see like savings per family over here. Now this is as of the 2010 census. Our population has definitely increased, but this is what's recorded as of 2010. You can see how many people are employed, how many people are unemployed over here, and lots of different data is contained on this site. So what we're going to do is, if you open up the next Google document called Estimating Powers of 10, on the Estimating Powers of 10 site, what you see here is you're going to read each category, and then the directions are to round to the nearest 1,000, and then you're going to estimate. Okay, so like the instructions say, study the U.S. National Debt Clock webpage, then complete the following table. And then here is the link to go to the website that I was just on. So for example, once you open that link and study it for a little bit to see where the data is located, you're going to look at revenue per citizen. And it says here, round to the nearest 1,000. So if you come over here and you're looking for revenue per citizen, it's right up here, which is $10,576. So if I'm asking you to round that to the nearest 1,000, okay, like we know in our rounding rules, I look next door. Is it 5 or more? I add one more. If it's less than 4, we shut the door. All right, so I'll just come over here and write $11,000. That is the revenue per citizen. The next one is savings per family. So I'll come over here, and right here is savings per family, $15,084. So look next door. I'm rounding to the 1,000 position again. So look next door. Is it 5 or more? Nope. So I shut the door, and it's going to just be 15,000. All right. So what you're going to do is look here on the U.S. National Debt Clock. Look for whatever category I have you looking for, and then you're going to round to that particular place value that I ask you to round to, and then type the estimation over here. Make sure that all the ones that include money, you have a money symbol with, the dollar symbol. Okay? And if you look here, this is where all your data is going to come from, is this U.S. debt clock. Okay? So if you have any questions, please send me a message through Google Classroom, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And make sure that you turn in 3 things today. Your activator, okay, the powers of 10, your activator, as well as the estimating powers of 10 using the U.S. National Debt Clock. All right, so I look forward to reading your work. I look forward to hearing from any of you that might have a question. And we'll have a launch for today, which is going to be, we rise by lifting others. We rise by lifting others. So have a great day, and I will have another lesson for you tomorrow.